Alright, hello everyone, here we are back for another Golf Clash tutorial here. And really shouldn't need very advanced clubs for this hole at all. Guardian 2 we'll put. Hammerhead just going to need unlocked. Cat's just going to need unlocked. Because you don't need much spin for this. So pretty much anybody can win this hole. There's a specific spot that I like to aim, and it's kind of right here. You probably saw it in one of the tournaments. So right about here is where I like to aim. I like this second hop to come up here, third hop, fourth hop kind of run out, and hopefully go in or sit very, very close towards the hole. The person that's going to win this hole is going to have very good wind play. You're going to kind of have some complications aiming up one of these directions. Going up this way can be a little bit challenging because you change the height of the shot. So the person who adjusts up this way, for instance, has the potential to, after they adjust the rings, especially if they don't go enough rings, they have the potential to land long. So after you make this adjustment in this direction, you typically need to pull back by about 2 rings here. So right about here. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep you from landing long in towards the bunker. The person that doesn't do this, their ball might land up here, right towards this edge. So something that you have to be careful of, it's only usually when you go up this hill. Very few winds are going to go up that hill. So it's kind of an isolated case, but just something to be keeping in mind when you play this hole. The person that's going to win this one usually has, one of two things happens. They either hit the perfect spot here and, they play the, they're either going to kind of mess up their land zone to make a mistake, or, it's going to be a wind effect mistake. So, those two things are very critical, and it really takes honing in on both of those variables to be able to, play this one consistently and, probably get the win on this hole. In terms of, the spin that you're going to need, it's not going to be very much. This is going to be backspin numbers. So right around 1 is going to be your pretty much default, more or less, for a side wind. Towards a tailwind, you might need to start to crank this up, and the scale that you need to crank it up, it just really depends on how strong the wind is. So you can see these numbers that I put in here, but they're not necessarily going to be what you need to use. Just depends if it's going to be a 7 or a 15, essentially. So you might need to scale accordingly. You could potentially need 2 here. It just really just depends on how strong that wind is. And, similarly, you might start to come off of the spin down here. So between 0 and 0.5 backspin. And again, it just really depends on, there's a slight chance you might even need a little bit of top spin from time to time. There's really no way of knowing. It just depends on, if I get a 15 in the face and I have to pull all the way up here towards max club, I might even need overpower to actually get it up the hill. But typically, this is what you're going to want to do, is you're going to want to try to use the right side of this green. So you'll have to play, the right amount of curl, depending upon what they give you. So if this is my tee box, it's just, you might need to curl, you may not. There's a very good chance that you can just kind of keep it in the bounds of your side spin ball. 3 side spin ball be good, but if you get a tricky wind, then you might need to apply some curl, about half curl, just to offset, or you might need to go beyond offset, and it just depends on how good your ball is for the shot there. So with the tailwind case here, side headwind. So with this tailwind, I usually go max plus 20, give or take. Max plus 20. With the headwind, max plus 20 really isn't going to be enough. So you're going to be looking at least 30. Problem is you don't want to change this land zone too much. You don't want to land long, but you're probably going to need at least 30, 35, somewhere in there. And it's also, going to get very challenging because you will start to get towards this max club line up here, for your sniper shot, if the wind is very large. So it will complicate things, but having that range and being able to, maybe it's just me, but I don't get headwind on this too much, so it's going to be kind of a low percentage chance that that'll happen anyway. The biggest thing to pay attention for this hole is going to be wind effect. The person that plays that the best and also doesn't mess up this land zone, if they can, definitely hit their land zone, because this fairway is very hilly. So, for instance, if I start to land over here, it changes the complete complexion of this shot. It's going to roll out essentially way over here towards the left. So if I don't hit this spot where it's on this side hill and just kind of deflects right, I'm going to put myself in a lot of trouble in terms of trying to win this hole, because it's just not going to play out the way that I want. So, I kind of intentionally try to land it on this side hill so it kicks right and kind of keeps from rolling down this side hill towards the left. If I ever miss this hill and land towards the left, I pretty much take myself out of the hole completely. So it's very critical. There's definitely a crest coming through here that you need to kind of stick towards the right-hand side of it. In my opinion, makes the easiest, playthrough of this shot. So good luck with this hole, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.